Steve, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
Not seen you since we've been on the sofa together.
I know.
Hey?
I miss them days.
I know.
Miss them days.
Easier, no grey hairs.
No stress. The grey hairs are coming, mate, let me tell you.
You know what people always say to me, did you always see Steve as going to be a manager? And I have to say, I didn't really, we never spoke about it when we was with England, but I wouldn't have said Stevie's definitely going to be a manager. Was it always in your mind?
Not in the early days, and I can understand why you thought that. It wasn't really something that come into my thinking until probably late 20s, early 30s, when you're thinking, shall I start doing some coaching badges and blah, blah, blah. But then as I come out of the game in terms of in England and went to LA, it gave me a period of time to reflect and decide what I wanted to do next. And I went into a bit of punditry. I carried on doing my coaching badges. And it was actually Liverpool's idea to sit me down and say, come on then, what's next? What about this? And it really excited me, the opportunity. And when I started, I quite enjoyed it.
Well, what's been the best part of management for you? What excites you when you wake up?
Winning.
Just the winning?
The buzz of winning. When I stopped playing, I get asked the question a lot, do you miss playing? If I had the chance, I'd go back to be a player tomorrow.
You don't worry about it, do you, when you come out of the training ground?
No, because I mean, to be able to be in a position to play at the top level and share a pitch with some of the talent that I shared the pitch with for many years, they have to be the best days of your life, and I miss that. And being a manager, it gives you that opportunity to get that buzz and that thrill back of being in the dressing room, being around the training. It's different, and there's a lot more responsibility and pressure on your shoulders, of course there is, but the opportunity to win is what I crave.
So you've been in management for a while now. What if you were looking in, and what would you be able to tell me is the key principles of a Steven Gerrard team now?
Listen, our principles never change depending on what formation we play or what challenge. We always try and coach, and we always try and preach in the culture around the place that our principles are always the same. And obviously, being around certain managers growing up, your Benitez's and them types of coaches, I've always tried to learn as much as I can, but tried to create a way of playing, a philosophy that is my own, got my own stamp on it. But I must say, I have took a lot of ideas from coaches that I've worked with. Out of possession, Benitez was one of the best, your Capellos of this world, and then in possession, trying to be as modern as we can with the likes of your Brendan Rodgers, and learning off all the managers that I've worked with and trying to shape something around my own stamp and my own way of doing it. It's the easiest thing to say, that you want your team to be the most aggressive team as it can be, and organised, and your distance is right and stuff like that. But there's obviously two sides as well. You want to be entertaining, you have to be entertaining. So it's trying to get both sides of the game right and having the right principles for both.
You played under some great managers you mentioned there, and they had certain techniques of getting players on side, cajoling players, getting them to create that togetherness and that great environment.
That's the part that I love, the one-to-one stuff. I do feel really comfortable having one-to-ones with people, finding out more about them, what floats them, what are the little triggers to get more out of them. I like to be really honest with them. I like to challenge them and provoke them, because that's what I liked from my managers. Everyone likes a little bit of man management, a bit of love, of course we do, but I also used to love it when managers used to sit down and look at me eye to eye and say, I think you can improve here, there and everywhere. And that used to really excite me, so that's what we do.
In helping players, and I look at you, and I've watched you from afar for a long time now, and played shared dressing rooms with you, etc. You've got a hard exterior at times, and a glare used to be enough for some players to let them know how you feel. You didn't like certain things, never had to say much. But also I know that you like a laugh, and you can be relaxed and chill and like taking a mick out of people. How do you find that balance as a manager with the players?
That is the key. It is the balance. We say to the players, look, for us to get the best out of all of you individually and collectively, you've got to enjoy coming to work every day. We want them to bounce in and be full of energy. We want the place to be full of banter. We want them to really enjoy this journey that we're trying to go on. But there's got to be a difference when you work, when you go onto the pitch, whether you're training or whether you're focusing on a game plan. And then when we actually go into the real challenge, which is the game, there's got to be a change in behaviour. There's got to be a change in body language, and that's the way I do it. Around match days, I am different.
So training days and match days are a clear, distinct difference between Steven Gerrard as a manager?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I said as you get closer to the game, obviously the focus. I mean, you're focused every day and you're professional every day. Of course you are, but I think the players need to see a change in me come match day, because at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for. That's what we get judged on. But yeah, I mean, I noticed that glint in your eye and your stare was enough in training as well. And I think when you've been around the game at the level that we both played at, you know, you want certain standards and you expect certain things from players, whether that was teammates as a player or whether it's now players that are representing the club. I expect a certain level of standards, and that's what we've got to try and drive every day.
So you coming into Aston Villa, I'm sure you'd have been excited, obviously, to work with these players, the young ones, the experienced players. Which players have impressed you most? They
excite me every day. The players, there is a lot of talent around. We've got an emergence of talent coming through the academy as well. I must mention that. I think Philip and Lucas and Callum coming in as well, because they've operated at elite clubs, they've brought quality to add to what was already here. So there's certainly big potential here. There's excitement, but we've got to deliver. And obviously the surprise package, if I had to pick one, would be Ramsey. I knew he was a good player when I come in. You know, I'd seen the finish against Arsenal where he's killed it in the top corner, but in terms of consistency on a daily basis and someone who's striving to improve and get better, he's been the standout and the jump out just because of his age. He's 20. He scored 6 Premier League goals now. I know he wants more. And
are you demanding more as well on a daily basis?
I spoke to him about his numbers when we first come in, and you know, the position he's playing for us in the team. He's got licence to run forward with and without the ball. He's someone who likes to drive and outplay and take it up to people. But he's been an absolute pleasure to deal with, very humble. And he's a real exciting one, for not just for Villa, but for England as well.
Love it. Listen, Stevie, really enjoy seeing you.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Top man, right?
Pleasure.
Thank you.